The invitation arrived on a Tuesday. Thick cream cardstock, gold foil lettering catching the light like a subtle warning. Apex Consulting's inaugural gala, black tie, rooftop of the Meridian Tower. I turned it over in my hands while Sarah hummed in the kitchen, slicing lemons for the gin she'd started drinking neat ever since her promotion. "You'll go, right?" she asked without glancing up. "Everyone's bringing spouses. Marcus says it's practically mandatory." Marcus. The name had begun to feel like a third presence in our bed, even though he had never crossed its threshold. Regional VP, 38, divorced once, cufflinks shaped like miniature globes, laughter that seemed to come from his chest itself. Sarah spoke of him with the awe of an astronomer charting distant stars. Wide-eyed, slightly breathless, as though proximity might burn. I said I'd go. Of course I would. 7 years married, 10 together. Long enough for little rituals to harden into routines. I made coffee. She stole the blankets. We argued over whose turn it was to call her mother. Long enough for silences to stretch thin. She worked late. I taught 9th grade history to students who believed the Cold War was prehistoric. Our orbits had drifted, but I told myself it was normal. Gravity weakens over time. The night of the gala, Sarah emerged from the bedroom in a dress the color of spilled Merlot. It hugged the places our vows had once promised, once claimed. I whistled low and honest, and she spun, fabric flaring like a warning flag. "Too much?" she asked. "Never," I said, meaning it. The Meridian's rooftop shimmered beneath string lights and indifferent stars. Waiters moved among guests with sweating champagne flutes. Sarah's colleagues greeted her with a casual familiarity, the kind earned through too many 2 a.m. Slack threads. I shook hands, smiled at jokes about quarterly projections, felt the familiar tug of being the plus one. Marcus located us near the bar, tall as expected, hair just messy enough to seem effortless. He kissed Sarah's cheek, European style, lingering a beat too long, then clapped my shoulder as if we were old fraternity brothers. "David, right? Sarah's told me about your Civil War unit. Sounds riveting." He spoke kindly, but the subtext was unmistakable. I was the guy grading essays while they sealed 8-figure deals. Sarah laughed, lightly touching his arm to steady herself. The motion was small, reflexive, but lodged in my throat like a bone. I drifted toward a junior analyst discussing fantasy football. Across the rooftop, Sarah and Marcus leaned on the railing, city lights flickering across their faces. She tilted her head when he spoke, the same tilt she once reserved for me. He leaned closer, murmured something, and she laughed, a bright, sharp sound, glass breaking in its clarity. I watched from across the crowd, champagne warming in my hand. The space between us felt measurable, 20 feet of polished concrete, 5 years of separate lives. When the string quartet played a slow number, Marcus extended his hand. Sarah paused, half a heartbeat, then placed hers in his. They moved to the small dance floor, her hand on his shoulder, his on the small of her back. The dress shimmered with every step. I set my untouched glass down and crossed the floor slowly, weaving between couples. The music swelled, syrupy and sentimental. Sarah's eyes closed, cheek nearly brushing his lapel. When I reached them, I did not touch her. I merely stood at the edge of their circle, close enough to smell his cologne. Expensive, oceanic. Sarah opened her eyes. Surprise flickered, then something else. Guilt, defiance, maybe both. My voice was low, calm, the kind of calm that follows a storm. "Are you forgetting something?" For words. No accusation, no volume, just a question. Gentle as a scalpel. Her smile vanished. Completely. Marcus's hand slipped from her waist. The quartet played on, oblivious. Sarah stepped back, smoothing her dress though it needed none. "David," I said. I waited. The rooftop noise faded, leaving only the pulse of my heartbeat and distant traffic 30 stories below. Marcus cleared his throat. "I'll just..." He gestured vaguely toward the bar and retreated, cufflinks catching the light as he went. Sarah finally looked at me, the first time that night she truly did. City lights caught the sheen in her eyes. "I was just dancing," she said. "I know," I replied. "But whose wife were you being?" The question hung heavy, thicker than the humidity. She opened her mouth, closed it. Couples swayed around us, oblivious to the marriage teetering on its axis. "I think we should go home," I said. She nodded. We left without goodbyes. In the elevator, mirrored walls reflected us side by side, but not touching. Her reflection seemed younger than I remembered, or perhaps I had stopped seeing her clearly. When the doors opened to the lobby, she reached for my hand. I let her take it, fingers loose. The drive home was quiet. Sarah stared out the window, city lights streaking past like comets. When we pulled into the driveway, she spoke without looking at me. "I'm sorry." "I know," I said, again. The real question was what happens next. Inside, she kicked off her heels and went straight to the kitchen. I heard ice clink, gin poured. I remained in the hallway, tuxedo jacket heavy on my shoulders, feeling the weight of the night settle in. She appeared in the doorway, glass in hand, untouched. I got caught up. The attention. It's been a long time since I looked at you like that, she admitted. I nodded, took off my jacket, folded it over the chair. Do you want him? The bluntness startled her. No. God, no. It's just easy with him. He sees the version of me that closes deals, crushes presentations. You see the version that forgets milk, burns toast. I see all the versions, I said. I just forgot to tell you which one I loved most. Her eyes filled. She set the glass down untouched. I don't want to lose us. Then don't, I said. But don't make me fight for territory I thought was already mine. The kitchen clock ticked too loud. Finally, she crossed the room and rested her forehead against my chest. I wrapped my arms around her, felt the tremor in her shoulders. The dress still carried a faint trace of Marcus's cologne, but beneath it was her citrus shampoo and the warmth of her skin. Later, in bed, we didn't make love. We lay facing each other, fingers intertwined, talking until the sky turned the color of weak tea. She spoke of work pressures, of Marcus's praise filling a hunger she hadn't named. I told her of the history teacher grading papers at 10 p.m. because the house felt too quiet without her. We cried quietly. We laughed at the absurdity of it all. The next morning, Sarah called in sick, her first unscheduled day in 2 years. We made pancakes, burned them, ate them anyway. She wore my old college sweatshirt, sleeves pushed up, a flower tucked behind her ear. I took a photo with my phone. No filter. She looked like the girl who'd stolen my slice of pizza and my heart at a dorm party. Marcus texted once, a neutral check-in about a Monday meeting. Sarah showed me, then deleted the thread. We never spoke of it again.